All right.
How can educating the public and youth help the conservation movement?
So I'm a firm believer that people don't intend to engage in activities or pollution that would hurt the environment or hurt living resources. And I think one of the greatest things that we can do is simply educate the public and allow that to, in many ways, be a self-solving situation. So when people learn about the value of resources and learn about the effects of pollution and things that they can do to avoid polluting the environment and to support conservation, that they will voluntarily do that.
Explain how the Sea Lab educates.
So the Sea Lab actually, we have a mission that we're not only marine science, but we're marine science education, which means that we have specific programs designed to educate from kindergarten through graduate and on into educating teachers and educating adults throughout their life. So we're one of the few institutions actually in the United States or even on the globe that educates the full range of people from early childhood all the way through the oldest adult ages.
Explain what the estuarian is designed to teach.
So one of the components of the Sea Lab that's part of our education program is our Discovery Hall programs, and that involves having classes for students, but it also involves things like our public estuarium, which is where we are today, which is an opportunity for us to teach about our local environment and put together some of the information about the research that our scientists do and how that relates to the local environment. So it's one of the few places that you can come. It's essentially an aquarium, but it's specifically designed to educate about our local living resources.
Explain how the research vessel plays into that. Explain what the research vessel is designed to teach.
What research vessel?
The one that we're on today.
Oh, okay. All right. Sure. So as part of our education programs, we also do have folks go out on research vessels, and we have vessels that are specifically designed for doing the different types of research that we conduct here at the lab, but also that are specifically designed to act as floating classrooms to help get living resources into the hands of people out actually on the boat. So to bring the students into the environment and teach them about the resources.
Explain the university programs.
Okay, so the other component of the Dauphin Island Sea Lab that we're very proud of is our university programs. And this is the program that specifically is designed to teach higher education. So this is a program designed to educate undergraduate and graduate students through summer courses and through year-round education.
What are the Sea Lab's goals for these programs?
I think we kind of covered that, yeah.
What type of research does the Sea Lab conduct specific to this area?
So we actually conduct a wide variety of research. A lot of it is centered here and certainly has applications here on the northern Gulf of Mexico, but we also do have researchers that are engaged in work all across the globe. So work from Antarctica to the Caribbean. We do everything from basic oceanography and ecology to understanding how ecosystems function, doing marine fisheries and also marine mammals work, even microbial ecology and understanding how the individual little phytoplankton in the water grow and live.
How does this research help conservation?
So our hope is that by better understanding our living environment, we also not only get basic information to support our core research questions, but we also gather information that basically helps us understand how animals respond to changes. And often those changes are related to human activities or pollution. And so it tells us a little bit about how animals might respond to factors that change their environment, affect their environment, maybe potentially harm them, and allow us to know something about their resiliency and how we might do things to protect their environment, protect their resources, and ultimately conserve those species.
Yeah.
You can cut that part out, but I'm sweating like a madman over here. I'm not sure that was a very eloquent way to answer your question, but did that get at it?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. I think I was batting around the edges there.
Okay. So what can we do to reverse the effects of pollution?
I think that if you're talking about what the average person on the street can do, certainly one of the biggest things that you can do is to engage in reuse, recycling, and reduction programs. So simply minimizing our human footprint on land will necessarily affect our pollution and what goes into the ocean. So the most important thing I can tell the everyday person is make sure your trash goes into the trash can, make sure that you're not responsible for putting chemicals or other pollutants into land or into the water.
What are some new conservation techniques or technology that is being employed today?
One of the interesting things that we're hearing about all the time are new ways to capture debris before it goes from land into water. Some of the new ways in which people have been developing unique products coming out of disasters like the Deepwater Horizon oil spill that help us better capture those pollutants and potentially manage them in the environment. Some of the other things that we also have heard about in recent years are things like ecosystem-based management or marine protected areas and adaptive management, which means that we're not trying to just manage individual species and individual habitats, but we're looking at the broader connectivity among species and among habitats and understanding how it all fits together to function as a unit. And by thinking on that larger scale, we're actually able to do more to help better conserve our environment and better conserve species.
We already touched this, but why is conservation important?
I think we did get it.
Okay, and last, where can someone find info about conservation technology?
So certainly just simply going to the internet and looking for resources in your area is a great way to do it. Looking for groups or agencies, institutions like the Dauphin Island Sea Lab that might be local to your area that are involved in conservation, contacting them, finding out what kind of education opportunities they have and how you can get involved, because certainly there may be ways that you can volunteer, you can get involved in beach monitoring programs, maybe things like, we have a program here called Share the Beach, where our students and members of the community go out and monitor sea turtle nests to prevent them from being damaged and to better understand how sea turtles are making their way back into the ocean after hatching. So there are a lot of programs like that in coastal areas, and folks can get involved. And then certainly what I'm a big fan of, one of the biggest things, is being involved in beach cleanups. So if you get involved in local pollution cleanups, that would be great.
Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think you got it.
All right.